Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing a solo game of Mass Effect Priority Hagalaz. This will be my second mission in this campaign, and I'll be doing Wrex's loyalty mission. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm most of the way set up now for the second mission in this campaign. If you didn't watch the first mission, I'd recommend starting with that. That would be Through the Breach. And just as a reminder, this is full of spoilers. So if you don't want to see spoilers for the Mass Effect Priority Hagalaz campaign, then this is probably not the video for you. But this is the second mission I'm playing. This is the first of two optional loyalty missions you can do, and I'm choosing to do Wrex's loyalty mission. So you can see on the map, Wrex has a specific place that he's got to start. So I'm going to start him there. I've got Garrus this time. I've taken Liara out of the rotation. I'm going to put Garrus here and Tali here with her drone on the same space. And I'm putting them in that configuration because Tali is going to go first so she can move, and Wrex is going last. So that'll allow Garrus to kind of get around Wrex. And that means Shepard will be right here. I'm using the male Shepard this time just to sort of switch off. So let me give you the synopsis right here. Tali suddenly freezes, looking at the display on her Omnitool. No, even they wouldn't. But of course they would. The urgency in her voice is clear. Shepard, there's a lab nearby that is working with genophage data. The research manifest doesn't list what they are doing, but it can't be good. My sensors are also picking up environmental hazards. Looks like a breach in the reactor cooling loop. Wrex growls and racks his shotgun. Shepard, we can't let them keep that data. We have to secure that lab. So as that opening mentions, there's a coolant leak. That's what these light blue spaces are here. Those spaces don't affect the enemies in any way, but if any of the squad mates end their turn in one of those spaces, they take 2 hits. So carrying over from the first mission, Wrex has lift grenade. Nobody else has any level ups. We only managed to get 2 intel on that first mission, so not enough for a level up between missions either. So the elite enemy here is an indoctrinated Krogan, and the setup says not to place them on the map. And then in additional setup instructions, it says, if you scored victory for the mission Through the Breach, which we did, then read story paragraph 73. So that reads, hey, more ammo. There's metagel for you squishy types too. Wrex grins as he loads his shotgun. After setting up loot tokens, place a random loot token from the supply on each bonus loot hex so that each one contains 2 tokens instead of 1. So I've already done that. You can see the normal loot spaces look like this. They match the icon. The bonus ones kind of glowing in orange. So I've got 2 tokens there on this one and 2 on this one. And each of those is in a locked room. This room has 2 locked doors. This room has 1 locked door. And then we have no mission objective tokens in this one, but we do have refugees. We have 1 here and 1 here in this room and 1 here off to the side. And when any squad mate ends a movement action on the same hex as a refugee, then you remove it from the board, you just put it back in the box, and you can flip over any loot token that's on the map to see what it is, just sort of representing that you're gaining some information from the refugee. And then we do have a turret in this room, a turret in that room, and 1, 2, 3, 4 turrets outside where we're starting. We are fighting Cerberus again in this mission, and the forces could be level 1 or level 2, so they might be a little bit more difficult. So there's 5 level 1 tokens for each of the enemy types. Oh, sorry about that. We had a little bit of doorbell action. Who does that anymore? So I don't remember where I left off, but I'm going to put some enemies on the map here on all the spawn points. I'll just start at the top. And the ones... So what is this? An assault trooper. All the ones in a locked room start off on their stun side. That room is shrouded. So they are not considered to be like in play until somebody unlocks that room. And then doors, when they're locked, they're locked. But when they're unlocked, they're treated like these barriers or obstacles. So they provide cover unless if you can't shoot through them unless you're adjacent to them. Oh, so this one's not stunned. This is out in the open. A Guardian, Engineer, Assault Trooper. So we've got at least one of each enemy type now. And Guardian. Okay. So some high-level stuff. Tali is, well, she's good because she's kind of like a tank, because enemies attack her because she always has so little health by default, but she's got lots of shields. So as long as she doesn't lose her shields entirely, she's pretty strong and could take a lot of hits, which is nice. But outside of that, she's got one hack action, which is good, and she can, move the drone around. But she gets a lot stronger with these two upgrades. Gochitika, which is the name of the drone, which allows the drone to move every time Tali moves. And then Sabotage Turret allows you to attack enemies within line of sight of a disabled turret, or if you use the enhanced action, then you can choose an active turret. So that's pretty nice. So outside of Shepard, Tali is the only other one who can unlock these doors and disable turrets. So those are useful, but I really need to get her some level ups to make her really effective. Garrus is good, but he's way better once you get this Turian Rebel level up. So that allows Garrus to take a move action where enemies can't do their opportunity attack. So he can get in and out of situations where other characters would be stuck. Wrex is pretty great, just in general. He's a tank. He just does a lot of damage when he's adjacent to things. So he's got to be in the fight. And so that's only a little bit of a risk here, because since it's Rex's loyalty mission, I want to get through the whole mission without Wrex going down, which might be a little bit of a challenge. And then Shepard, we just need to keep that dummy alive so we don't lose. So let's look at what we need to do in this mission here. So it says erase genophage data. Each time an enemy is defeated, check a progress box below. So there's 8 of these boxes. Once all of the boxes have been checked, Wrex can use a mission action in the data terminal hex, which is right here. So we're going to have to get in that room, and Wrex will have to go there to download vital data. If he does, then you read a story paragraph, and then that unlocks this down here, which is what we're going to have to do to actually win the mission. So we'll get there when we get there. One other note, since we won the first mission with Paragon, then we have this additional blue die, which is the same as all the other dice. It's got all the same symbols and the same ratios, but when you roll it, any squad mate on their turn after it's been rolled can use that as an additional action. So instead of taking 3 actions, you can take 4 if you use that die, and then it just it stays on the character until you roll again. So that's really handy to have. So yeah, I think that's all the setup, and we are ready to start. So Shepard goes first. Shepard's on point. Remember, turns will go this way, but the on point marker will go this way. So I kind of put everybody in this order so that on the next round, Wrex will get to go first twice, and it'll be a while before it comes back around. It'll be the 5th round before Wrex has to go last. And I've had issues. Garrus always ends up getting killed when I play, so I put Tali before Garrus so that she can sort of use her shields to maybe protect Garrus before his turn comes up. We'll see if it actually works out that way, but Shepard's going to start, so let's roll. One star. It seems improbable. But better than no stars. Let's roll that one again. Okay, so the 2 things I need Shepard to do are like unlock this door and stay alive. Mostly stay alive. That would be the primary one. You know what? Really, I can use Tali to unlock the door. So let's start by moving Shepard 3. I'm going to focus on the goal of not die. 1, 2, 3. And then an enhanced action here allows Shepard to do 2 damage. So he's going to do 2 damage to this enemy who has 4 health. And then use this other enhanced die to do 2 more so that this enemy is gone. So they go back in the bag. Shuffle that up a little. Now I need a couple markers. One to show that Shepard has defeated an enemy, and one here that we've defeated 1 enemy in total. And now we check the hazard card, flip that over. Defense turrets. Each active turret inflicts 1 damage to each squad mate in its line of fire. Then draw and resolve another hazard card. That's kind of a tough one at the beginning because this turret is pointing at 2 squad mates just right off the bat. So both Wrex and Garrus are going to take 1 hit, and then everyone else is clear. So we discard this. Put a discard pile, I'll put it here, and then draw another hazard card. So this one has us activate each engineer, then spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate. So where are the engineers? We ignore these in the shrouded areas, but we have one here, and one here, and one here. And so this one's closest, and they have line of fire on Tali, so they're going to do 1 damage to Tali's shields. And then this one is next closest, and they've got line of fire on Wrex, so Wrex takes 1 hit. And then this one doesn't have line of fire on anyone, so they're just going to advance twice. And then we need to spawn another minion closest to Shepherd. Wouldn't matter if it said, I guess it would matter if it said furthest, because then it could be there because somebody moved. So we have a Guardian who does 2 damage and has 3 health. All right, so now Tali is next. Let's roll these, unless I want to keep any. Maybe we'll keep this move 3 because we need her to unlock the door way over there. I got no stars. Can you believe that? Okay, so she's just going to move a lot. So let's move 3, and the drone stays behind. So 1, 2, 3. I'll get damaged if I stay there. So let's move 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And I moved out of this enemy's line of sight or adjacency, so they get an opportunity attack of 1. And then I guess I might as well do this pistol burst with the enhanced action, so I can do 2 damage here instead of 1, and that enemy has 3 health. So we'll put 2 damage markers on them. Okay, that was all 3 actions for Tali, and then it's the end of her turn. You can recall the drone to Tali at the end of your turn. So I'm going to do that, move the drone over here. So now we check the hazard card, and it says to activate each assault trooper and guardian. Well, this is a guardian here, so they're going to do 2 damage to Tali. 1, 2. Gosh, she's out of shields. That is not good. And then this assault trooper is close, so they're going to move twice. And this guardian can attack Shepherd for 2. 1, 2. So Shepherd's out of shields. Tough beginning. There we go. And I'm just going to roll all of these for Garrus. I don't know that I need to lock any of them. We've got 1 star, so we move this track up to 1. Okay. So I'm going to start by having Garrus move 2. 1, 2. And then I'll use this enhanced action to do concussive shot. So if you use the enhanced, it says deal 1 damage to an enemy in Garrus's line of fire. If it's enhanced and the enemy is at least 3 hexes away, deal 3 damage instead. So we're going to fire this way. This enemy is at least 3 hexes away, so we do 3 damage. This one can only take 2, so this enemy is defeated. So they go back in the bag. And Garrus can mark his first enemy down. And now I'm going to use, and we advance that track too. So that's the second enemy we've taken out. And now I'm going to use this die, the Paragon 1, to let Garrus move twice. 1, 2 down here out of Rex's way. And now I have 1 more action, so I will use this enhanced die to do concussive shot again and shoot this enemy who's at least 3 away. They've got 2 health, so Garrus takes out another enemy that way. These have both advanced, and this goes in the bag. There we go. That was a pretty decent turn for Garrus. Let's see what this says. Reprieve. Oh, it is early for that. I did not get my money's worth out of that one. So it says place a random face-down loot token on the furthest spawn point from the current squad mate. So we've got our extra loot tokens up here. This is going to be the furthest spawn point. I suppose it means enemy spawn point. I think enemies can still spawn from there, though. I don't think it covers it. And then we have not gotten an escalation card yet, so I can't take the next part of the effect. I can't take advantage of it. And then instead of discarding this card, we return it to the game box. So I'll put it way up here. That's gone. That would have been way more helpful if we had 1 or 2 escalation cards, but that's just going to be what it is. So Wrex is next, and I think Wrex is going to have to move no matter what. So let's keep that and roll these 2. All right, so we have 2 movements and 1 movement or action. And so we'll move 3. 1, 2, 3, and we're adjacent to this engineer now. And then we'll move, I guess, another 3, and we'll go 1, 2. So we moved out of this guy's adjacency and then back into it. So they do take an opportunity shot, but Wrex gathered this loot, and that's a med kit, so that's good to have. Luckily, nobody's lost any health yet, only shields. And then I'll use this as an action die here to do 2 damage to someone adjacent. And we'll do this one who's already got 2 damage, and that takes out this Guardian. So the Guardian goes back in the bag, and Wrex has taken out 1 enemy, and this track moves up again. So that's the 4th enemy, so we're halfway through after 1 round. And now we check this hazard card, activate each engineer and each elite enemy. Well, there's 1 engineer on the map right here, and wouldn't you know it, they can hit Wrex for 1 damage, which makes him lose 1 health. So I didn't want that. And then there is no elite enemy to activate. So as I understand the rules, that's 1 enemy type that we can't activate, so we need to spawn an enemy on the closest available spawn point. And that is a Guardian with 2 attack and 3 health. Not the worst thing ever, since Wrex is going to go again right now. It's kind of good for Wrex to be surrounded. So let's pass out 4 new hazard cards and collect all the dice back. And now we pass the on-point token this way, and Wrex goes first. So let's roll for round 2. So we've got 1, 2, 3 stars. Oh, 4 stars, okay. So we flip over these calm tokens to enraged. So Wrex has got 4 of those. He can take a rage attack, and that's even better with him being surrounded. So let's move these aside, roll these 4 again. And we got 1 more star, so he's fully charged on his rage attack. All right, so this is what we're working with. Oh, and of course, at the end of the round, everybody's shields reset. So Wrex still has 1 damage he's taken, but otherwise everybody's back to start. So the first thing I'm going to have Wrex do is take a regular action with Wrex not happy. And this says, flip all your Blood Rage tokens to their calm side. So I guess is what these are called, Blood Rage. And then for each token you flipped, deal 1 damage to each adjacent enemy. So that's 5 damage to each adjacent enemy. And Wrex is adjacent to 2 enemies, each who has 3 health. So we take them both out. That's 2 more kills for Wrex, so he levels up. 1, 2. They go back. So since Wrex leveled up and can't level up again this mission, I'll take this cube. I'm going to place it here. That's what Wrex is going to gain. It's redundant physiology. You cannot lose more than 2 hit points as the result of a single attack. So hopefully that helps. And Wrex has 2 more actions. So I think I'll have Wrex move, 3. That's where it was, I swear. 1, 2, 3, standing on this turret, which I don't love. But then I'll have him take just a regular shotgun blast to deal 2 damage to this adjacent enemy who only has 2 health. So that enemy's gone. This advances. Put them back in the bag. There's only 1 enemy left on the map right now, which realistically means that we're probably going to spawn. So I could use this movement as a 4th action and just move Wrex onto one of these like spawn points, to block any enemies from spawning, but I don't think I'll do that. Let's just flip over this card. Defense turrets. Oh, come on. Each turret inflicts 1 damage to each squad mate in its line of fire, then draw and resolve another hazard card. So this only affects Wrex on the hex he's standing on because he's standing on a turret. So Wrex takes 1 damage, and now I need another hazard card. So activate each assault trooper, and the only available enemy is a Guardian, so I need to spawn on the closest available hex. So we got a Guardian, 2 attack, 3 health. And then I need to spawn a minion at the furthest empty spawn hex. So that is an assault trooper. And the furthest hex is either this one is 4 away or this one is 4 away. I'm pretty sure this doesn't cover that spawn point up, but just in case, I'll spawn here, I suppose. And that's it for Wrex's turn. So now Shepherd is next, and I'm just going to roll all of these. So we got 1 star. We flip over one of these command tokens. Roll again. So let's take these 2 dice and just shoot with an enhanced and then shoot with a regular action. And that'll be a combined total of 3 damage, which will take out that Guardian. So we advance this, put the Guardian back in the bag. And because we have now taken out 8 enemies, we can read the story paragraph on 103. So let's do that before we continue. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. No, we don't read that yet. Once these are all filled, then Wrex now has the ability to use that terminal. Then you can read 103. So I don't need to do anything right now. It's still Shepherd's turn. 1 more die to place. And I'm just going to take this and use it as a move action. I can move 2, and I'm just going to move 1 space on top of that spawn point, out of range of fire of any of the turrets. And not really in a spot where I have to worry about Shepherd getting attacked either. So Shepherd's just going to kind of hang back. Let's take a look at this hazard card. And it's activate each assault trooper and each elite enemy. So we do have 1 assault trooper here. They must be adjacent to attack. They're not adjacent to anyone, but they can get adjacent to Shepherd with 2 movements. So they're going to do that. And then there are no elite enemies, so I need to draw and spawn. And this is the closest. This is the closest spawn point. So let's draw and spawn. We have an engineer. All right. So we can put that away. And now it's Tali's turn. So we need Tali to unlock that door so Wrex can get in there and use the terminal. So let's roll all of the dice. 1 star. So the drone can move up to 2 spaces. And I will move 1, 2. I'm going to have it move up this way towards that turret and see if I can deactivate it. And then roll this one again. Okay, so that's it for Tali as far as rolling goes. So let's move 2. And we'll just move 1 space. And then I guess I'll use this. I didn't really need the enhanced, just a regular one to do a hack to unlock the door. And immediately upon unlocking, these enemies are no longer shrouded. And I'll take one of these move 3 actions, but I'm just going to move 1 space here to stop any spawns from happening in that spot. I do have to watch out. I'll probably be shot by that engineer, but Tali's got enough shield. She'll be okay. So spawn a minion in the closest empty hex space to the current squad mate, then activate each elite enemy. So I'm going to be spawning twice. First spawning in this closest available spot, so that is now going to be here. And then there is no elite enemy, so I'll spawn where this loot token is. So I didn't take any damage, that's good. And Garrus is next, and I'm not going to lock any of these, I don't think. I'm just going to roll them. 2 stars, 1, 2, that's helpful. Start getting that track up. Oh boy, that's less helpful. I should have locked something. So all Garrus can do is, well, mission actions, but he doesn't have any. He could revive, but nobody's down. And he could shoot. So he's got 2 different concussive shots, 1 armor-piercing round. But he has no enemies in his line of fire. The only one he could sort of see is this one, but there's they're behind a barrier. They're behind a shield. So he can't do anything. That was completely useless. So here. That stinks. What a waste. So Garrus just gets no turn. What a bummer. That's what you get for being last. Let's flip this over. Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. So that'll be this one, who has range and can shoot Tali, do 1 damage to her shields, and this one is going to do 2 damage to Shepherd taking out his shields. And that's it. So that's the end of round 2. Let's pass the on point token, recover everyone's shields back to full. At least nobody lost any health that round. And we'll gather all these dice back. There are no tokens to remove from the map. So let's pass out 4 more hazard cards and hope that Garrus has a better turn this time. So 1 star here, advance that track, roll again. Okay, so I'm going to have Garrus do a move action just to here. I think that's probably a good spot for him. I'm going to fire using concussive shot. So that deals 1 damage, or if the enemy is at least 3 hexes away, 3 damage. Oh, and that guy's too close. So I'm going to fire through him and hit this guy who's only got 2 health. So Garrus takes that one out, advances. Garrus is going to get a level up. I put that back in the bag. So I'm going to move this to Turian Rebel. So now Garrus can take a move action here that doesn't allow enemies to make opportunity attacks or use the pin tag. And this is a little bit of a waste, but that's okay. Take a regular action with armor piercing rounds. So deal 1 damage plus your current aim value, which is this track, to an enemy in Garrus's line of fire, and then return the aim token to the first space on the tracker. So it says 2 right now. So that returns to 0. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And it doesn't matter that they're not 3 hexes away. We take out that enemy as well. So that was okay. And let's check the hazard card. Defense turrets. Oh man, I'm getting that one a lot. So this one is hitting Wrex and Tali, and this one is hitting Garrus. So everybody's getting hit but Shepard. Not ideal. We got to deactivate some of those. That was bad. And then draw and resolve another hazard card. So now activate each assault trooper and engineer. So there is no assault trooper. We'll have to spawn one of those. And then there are 2 engineers. And I just spawned another engineer, but I don't think that engineer takes an action now. I just spawned them. Oh, you know what? I don't need to spawn them. Get back in the bag. There are assault troopers. They are in the room that is no longer shrouded. So this one can move up to 4 because it has this tag, the rush tag. So the assault troopers both only can attack adjacent enemies. So this one will move up to 4 to get adjacent, but they only have to move 2. And they go there, and this one is going to move 1, 2. And now we activate each engineer. This one can hit Tali for 1. And this engineer can do 3 damage, but they can't hit anyone, so they're going to move 1, 2 spaces. Oh, and that's not actually how that one's going to move. They will move so that they will be able to get in a position to attack the current squad mate. So it's actually going to move 1, 2 like that, so it could attack Garrus in the future. So that can be discarded now, and it is Wrex's turn. We need Wrex to take this guy out, get in there, and use the terminal. So Wrex is going to need 4 actions, because even after take the guy out, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to be 2 movement actions, and then a mission action. So since this one's already on movement, although no, I can roll everything. It should be fine. It should be fine. There's enough dice here. It'll be totally fine, right? 2 stars, that's good. 1, 2. If I can get 1 more star, then I can do the Wrex Not Happy attack and take out both of these guys because they've each got 3 health. Yeah, 1 more star. Great. That'll make it a little bit easier and better. Okay, so let's start there. Wrex Not Happy. We're going to flip over all 3 of these tokens back to the calm side, and that will do 3 damage to each adjacent enemy. There are 2 of those with 3 health each, so that gets that one away from Tali, which is good. All right, so these go back in the bag. Wrex can't level up again this mission, but it's still helpful. And then I'll use a move 2 action. 1, 2. And then Let's do another move 2 action. I don't like this. 1, 2. So we're on the terminal, but now we're out of this guy's line of sight. So opportunity attack of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ouch. So before we do anything else, let's spend this meta gel. So that's out of the game to recover 2 health for Wrex. And we'll use this last Paragon die for a mission action so that Wrex is on the terminal and can download the vital data. So now we read story paragraph 103. And it reads, the amber display changes to green, indicating that the genophage data has been deleted and that the backups have been destroyed. Nobody should have this data now, rumbles Wrex. He's interrupted by the blast of a shotgun as a heavily armored Krogan drops from the ceiling. You've doomed us all, Erdnot Wrex. Cerberus is the future of the Krogan people. You're no Krogan if you believe their lies. Wrex headbutts the other Krogan, and the new arrival's helmet shatters, revealing the familiar blue glowing tracery of Cerberus enhancements. He's been indoctrinated. Take him down. Mark this preliminary objective as complete. Wrex's player places the indoctrinated Krogan Battlemaster in a hex that is adjacent to Wrex. Alright, so this part is complete. We now place the elite enemy somewhere adjacent to Wrex. Where do I want to go? I think right there. And so now we've unlocked this. Defeat the indoctrinated Krogan. If the indoctrinated Krogan is defeated, the mission is complete. So how's this enemy work? They've got 3 levels of shields, each with 9 hit points. That is a lot. And it says, an attack made by a squad mate other than Wrex cannot deal more than 1 damage to the indoctrinated Krogan. Yikes. After the indoctrinated Krogan attacks, its target moves 3 hexes directly away from it, stopping if it would move into a wall or a hex that contains a character. All right then, and that was the end of Wrex's turn, so let's see what this hazard card is. Defense turrets, again. I am shocked at how many defense turrets I've drawn. So both Garrus and Tali are in line with defense turrets. So Garrus is out of shields, Tali is hit yet again, and we have to draw another hazard card. So we have spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate. So that could be either here or here. They're each 2 away. And then activate each engineer. So I think I'll spawn up there an engineer. Great. Because I didn't want them adjacent to the door, stopping anyone else from being able to get in and help Wrex. But now I need to activate each engineer, which I just drew. So that one is going to move to here. And this one is going to shoot Tali yet again. I don't know how many times that's happened. And this one, oh man, is going to shoot Garrus for 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. Of course, Garrus is down. I am just really bad with Garrus. I can't get him through a mission to save my life. Garrus is down. These dice are locked. That's not good. And Shepard is up next. So what do we need Shepard to do? Ideally get down here and revive Garrus. And they're buddies, so they can hang out. So yeah, I think I just mostly want to move and revive. And I'll rely on Tali to somehow try and help Wrex. So let's roll all of these. No stars, okay. And so Shepard will move 2. 1, 2, and is now adjacent to Garrus. And so we can take a revive action. Garrus is back. So if this had been advanced, it would go back to 0. Health is up to 1, and shields are full. Man, I'd really like Shepard to get 1 more kill so he could level up, but I don't have a way to do that. And he's got no one in his line of sight to attack either, because this one's, behind a barrier. So I'm just going to move 2 to get back to where he was on top of that spawn point. And let's see the hazard card. Activate each elite enemy. All right, so we do have an elite enemy to activate now. So that's going to be this one. He's going to attack Wrex for 2 damage. 1, 2. And then Wrex is going to move 3 spaces in the opposite direction until he hits a wall. So he's done that. This is not an opportunity attack with the engineer because the rules caused Wrex to move, not Wrex. But I placed everything the way I did, so at least he got backed into the loot. So he's got a grenade. That'll do 2 damage and an intel. And then we need to spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to Shepard. And that's either of these 2, and so I guess I'll do this one here. just on the off chance that Garrus might be able to shoot him later. Hopefully it's not a ranged enemy. All right, so yeah, because there's a spawn point under that loot. So Tali is last. I'm going to lock this one. That's either a movement or an action, just so I don't get locked out of doing anything like I did with Garrus. So yeah, we've got 2 enhanced actions and 1 regular action or move. So I guess we'll have Tali take Pistol Burst enhanced. So if the enemy is within 3 hexes, Tali deals 2 damage. So 2 damage here. This guy's got 3, so he's still got 1 health left. I can remember that for a second. So then we'll move 2, 1, 2, and then we will hack this turret to disable it. So we can stop getting hit by that. Now Tali's not in the line of fire of that engineer. So hopefully that helps. And now we resolve this. Spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex. Shoot. And then spawn a minion at the furthest empty spawn hex from the current squad mate. So the closest one is where she was standing, right there. And the furthest empty is going to be way back here. Okay. So now we are at the end of the round. So everybody's shield goes back up. And we pass the on-point token to Tali. Recover the dice. Everyone's alive, so I get all the dice back. And I really need to start doing some damage to that indoctrinated Krogan. I think Wrex probably could use some help up there. One star. Out of all those, 1 star. So we'll have this drone move here. 2 spaces. Reroll that 1 star. Okay, I guess that's where the drone is staying. It's a pretty crowded hex up there. So we'll start with a move action. We're just going to move her 1 space here. And then we will have Tali do a pistol burst. And the enemy's within 3 hexes. It's an enhanced die, so they deal 2 damage. She deals 2 damage to this assault trooper, which is enough to take him out. So we can put the assault trooper back in the bag. Tali finally gets a marker. She's got her first kill of the mission. And then I'll use the Paragon die to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And then a regular action to hack and take out that turret as well. So we can stop getting blasted by turrets. And maybe that'll allow me to get the other squad mates up here to help out Wrex a little bit. I don't know. So I didn't deal out any hazard cards. I should probably do that. 1, 2, 3, and 1 for Tali. This one says, spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, then activate that minion. So unfortunately, there's a spawn point right next to her, so she's going to get attacked for sure. This is an engineer who's going to do 1 damage. All right, so now Garrus is up. What do I want Garrus to do? I want Garrus to take out both of these guys. They each have 2 health, so it shouldn't be hard. He just needs 2 enhanced actions, and one of them's here, so let's roll the rest. No stars. Pretty good at not rolling stars. So right where he's at, he can take an enhanced action. If the enemy is at least 3 hexes away, deal 3 damage with concussive shot. This guy's more than 3 hexes away, so takes that guy out. And then I'll do the same thing again for this guy. He only had 2. So put those back in the bag. And I think I want Garrus to start making his way this way, just in case he might be able to be helpful. So I'll use this move 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's nice in a nice happy corner there where he can potentially hit that engineer later if he needs to, but he's not in any lines of fire. So let's do the hazard card. Escalation. Place this card face up next to the mission book, then draw and resolve another hazard card. So when we get 3 of these, we're going to start moving across this time track here towards mission failure. The reprieve card we got much earlier would have helped with those escalation cards, but we didn't have any at that time. So now we have to spawn a minion at the closest empty hex and then activate each guardian. So here's the closest assault trooper, okay? Do we have any guardians? Engineer, engineer, assault trooper, engineer, guardian. We have one. They do have ranged attack, but can't hit anyone, and they cannot enter a space with another character. So I guess they'll move here, try and have a couple lines of fire. They can move twice, but I don't know if it makes sense for them to go somewhere else. That's probably the best spot for them. So we can get rid of that. Wrex goes next. Oh, we got to take out this Krogan Battlemaster somehow. Or this, not Battlemaster, the elite indoctrinated Krogan. We got to take out the indoctrinated Krogan. So we will probably need an enhanced action. We got 1 star. Think I can take out 1 level of shield as it is. Oh, another star. That's good. Another star would be better. Okay. Man, I should have saved the 4th extra action for Wrex, but that's okay. I know how to make this work. So first we're going to move, and we're going to go 1, 2 spaces here. And I'll use this enhanced shotgun blast here to do 4 damage to the elite indoctrinated Krogan. And just to help with map crowding, we'll just track it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we'll use this regular action, but Shepard can enhance it this way. So another 4 damage. So that's 8, but he's got shields. So Wrex is out of actions, but I do have this grenade. So I'm going to target this engineer right here. And that is going to do 2 damage to this engineer and to every adjacent enemy, which is enough to take out 1 level of shield here, which is the 9th that I needed. So let's mark 1 level of shield gone, and I'll just slide these over because I'll probably be needing them again. And I'll mark each of these because they each have 3 health, so they've each been, hit twice. There we go, 2 each, and this one only had 2 health, so this guy is gone. So that was Wrex's turn. That was pretty good. Man, Shepard's far away. Shepard's too far to get from there into there to do anything about taking out those last 2 guys. That's too bad. So let's look at this hazard card. Activate each guardian and each elite enemy. Oh. So what do we have here? This one's an engineer. Is this one a guardian? Yes, that one is a guardian. So the guardian does have range and can do 2 damage. So that's 1, 2 to Wrex, 1, 2. And then the Krogan, indoctrinated Krogan does 2, 1, 2. So Wrex is hurt and gets knocked back to here again. So that's not what I wanted. Shepard is next. And whatever happens, Shepard will probably need to move. So let's lock that and roll these. We got a star. That's good. Ooh, that's good too. Okay, now you're showing off. So here's the thing. I want Shepard to help, but I don't want Shepard to die. But here's, these are all movement. Here's how Shepard can help, I think. Let's do move 3. 1, 2, 3. And then move 2. Well, let's move 3, actually. Move 3 again. Oh, that's as much as I'm going to be able to move. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I can't... You have to end your turn there to get any benefit out of it, so it didn't matter. So I got another intel. Oh, and a 3rd intel, so somebody will be able to level up at the end of this mission. I've never done that before. And I can't do anything with this move, so just put it there. Let's flip this over. So we need to spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex. So that's going to be right next to Shepard. And then activate each assault trooper. So let's hope I don't draw an assault trooper. That would not be my favorite. Engineer, okay. So surely we've got an assault trooper somewhere. We've got one right here. And they have rush. And there's no way, even though he can move 4 spaces, he still can't get to Shepard. So I think he's just going to go 1 space to be adjacent to Tali. So that's it for that round. Okay, not too bad. We got 2 more levels on this elite Krogan we got to worry about, but let's pass this token over. Everybody's shields go back up. Wrex could really use some health. And these tokens go away, sadly. And we recover the dice. And pass out hazard cards. Okay, so we're back to Shepherd. Let's roll again. Well, we did get some stars, but we didn't need any. Never seem to get them when you want them. Sometimes, but not always. All right, so how is Shepherd going to make this work? How much health does this engineer have? 3. That's not what I wanted. And how much damage does he do? 1. He does 1 damage. Okay. Well, we'll use an enhanced action and a regular action to do the shoot twice. So that's 2 damage and 1 damage, which takes this guy out. And that means Shepherd has a 3rd kill, so he levels up, and I'm going to give him first aid. So first aid says an adjacent squad mate recovers 1 hit point, or they recover 2 if you use the enhanced action. So if I can get Shepherd near Wrex, maybe I can start, giving Wrex some health back. But just in case I can't get there, I think it's a little bit of a risk. I'm going to move twice with Shepherd. 1, 2, and end my space, end in that space, which is not a good place to end. Got another grenade. Okay, that could be helpful. But because Shepherd ended his turn on one of these coolant spaces, he takes 2 hits. So that's it for Shepherd's turn. Let's check the hazard. Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. So that's going to be this one, who's going to shoot Tali for 1. And this one, is going to do 3 damage to Tali. 1, 2, 3. She's out of shields. So, ouch. And Tali's up next, so good luck, Tali. Gosh, I really need Tali to level up, and I just don't know how to get there. So I'm going to roll everything. I've been making the drone work its way towards this turret forever, and now I got 3 stars, and I think I need to have the drone turn around, which is just what it's going to be. 1, 2, 1, 2, and just stop there. Okay, so I'm going to do a drone attack, deal 1 damage to an enemy in the same hex as Chatika. So that's here. This enemy's got 3 health, so now he's down to 2. And then I will have Shepherd make this an enhanced with a command token so that she can do 2 damage to that same enemy. And now he's down, and she gets to move up 1 space. So she's still got to kill 1 more enemy to level up. And she doesn't even have another way to do damage this turn to take out this guy with 2. Unless I use this grenade, but I feel like Wrex is going to need it more. I mean, I could have her take the opportunity damage of 1 to try and run in here. 1, 2, 3, and throw a grenade. That will give Wrex one more action, and she'll be covering up this hex. But I mean, that guy's got range. She'll be really in danger of dying. And I think I got to try though. I got to try and help Wrex. So she's going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. So opportunity attack of 1, just down to 1 health. Let's recall her drone to her space, and we'll have Tali throw this grenade and target this enemy and do 2 damage here, here, and here. So 2 to the Guardian, 2 to the Engineer, and then the Indoctrinated Krogan can only take 1 hit from anyone other than Wrex. So even though the grenade did 2 damage, only 1 damage counts. And that's it for Tali's turn. So let's see if we immediately lose her now. Activate each Assault Trooper. Do we have one of those? This is an Engineer. This is a Guardian, Engineer, Engineer. We don't have an Assault Trooper, so we're going to have to spawn one, or spawn an enemy at the closest hex. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Probably the one in the room is technically closer. So that is going to be an Engineer. Oh, that's a really bad one. We do not want Engineer to come up. And then, oh, well, this one fell out, so that's what we'll do. We have to spawn another one. So there's another Engineer, because that was the second step. Okay, now it's Garrus's turn. How can he help? He can take out this Engineer, but this corridor is not good for Garrus at all. I think I want to hold on to this. we got 1 star, advance that. Okay, and we're going to be able to save this die for Wrex. That's good. I'm going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. So Garrus is now adjacent to both of these engineers. And I could shoot that one, but it's not really a threat to anyone. So instead, I'm going to use the Turian Rebel movement to move 3 again without activating any opportunity attacks. 1, 2, 3, right inside the door. And I'd kind of like to move up there and get the loot, but I don't want to use this die. I need Wrex to have that. So instead, I'm just going to take a regular action, and that'll just do 1 damage to somebody in Garrus's line of fire. So we'll hit this guy, take him out. 1 less person in the room to worry about. Back in the bag, and we check the hazard card. Escalation. So that's the second escalation card, and now we draw a new card. Activate each Guardian and Engineer. All right, the Engineer is going to be a problem, because outside of this indoctrinated Krogan, everything is an Engineer. So this one is closest. He does 2 damage. He's going to do that to Tali. So Tali is down. So Chatika's off the map as well. And then this one can no longer attack, so we'll move to where he can attack. 1, 2, I don't see why he won't get closer. This engineer will also move to where he can attack, as will that one can't attack through the door, so I guess he'll move here. And this one, 1, 2, will just try and get closer to everybody. And then I still need to, should have drawn for that Guardian first. So there was somebody there. This guy was here, this guy was here, this guy was here. So this would be the closest spawn point. So let's put somebody there to make up for that Guardian. And we have an Assault Trooper. So all of a sudden, we look like we're in decent shape of losing to Shepard dying. But it is Rex's turn, so we're definitely going to need an enhanced die. Let's keep that. Roll the rest. 1 star. That'll be useful. Or potentially useful. No, actually, I'm in decent shape to end this soon. Okay, that's good. We will use a move action. 1, 2. And now let's use Wrex Not Happy to do 3 damage to each adjacent enemy. So that'll be 3 here and 3 here, which takes this guy out. And then we can do an enhanced shotgun blast for 4 more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the indoctrinated Krogan, so he's only got 1 hit point left. So we'll just do a regular attack, which does 2 damage. So that is through the 2nd level of shields. So 1 more round through this indoctrinated Krogan, and we win. So I'm looking in good shape as long as this hazard card doesn't just wreck me. Activate each engineer. All right, so we've got an engineer here. It's going to do 3 damage to Garrus. Ouch. 1, that's, 2, 3. Garrus is down. And this one, ooh, that's going to be 1 to Wrex. And this one is can't attack because they're not adjacent to the door. So we're going to try and move 1, 2. This one will attack 1 to Shepard. Oof. And then spawn a minion at the furthest empty hex from the current squad mate. I needed one of those furthest ones. That's good. So it's going to be all the way back here. Another engineer. All right, so I think I'm going to survive. That's what I'm seeing here. So Garrus and Tali are down. So we're just going to pass out new hazard cards to Shepard and Wrex. Pass the on-point token to Wrex. And we just gather the dice that we can. And if that Paragon die had happened to be on one of these two, we would still get it back. So these, Wrex and Shepard, their shields go back up. And now I just need to take out this indoctrinated Krogan right now with Wrex, which I'm in good position to do. 2 stars. So 2 on the enraged. That will make it easier. A 3rd, after I only needed 1 star. Now it's assured. Okay. So we are going to do an enhanced shotgun blast to the indoctrinated Krogan. That's 4 damage. We'll do this one and flip a command token to make it an enhanced action. That's another 4 damage. And then we'll use this either or die as an action to flip over these 3 enraged tokens to their calm side and do 3 damage to the indoctrinated Krogan, which takes out his last shield, and he's gone. So he's defeated. The mission is complete, and we can read story paragraph 42. All right. The Battlemaster falls, the glow from his Cerberus implants fading. Even with all that Cerberus tech, you are still weak, Wrex growls, and then kicks the corpse, then pauses and picks up the downed enemy's weapon. M300 Claymore with high caliber barrel and shredder mod. Nice. Let's get these refugees out of the pods and get out of here. The mission ends immediately. On the campaign map, continue along the current path and mark the next mission waypoint. Mark 2 war readiness, or 5 if Wrex was not downed during the mission. Unlock the shoot it 46 more times ability on Wrex's squad mate sheet. So we unlock this ability, shoot it 46 more times, which is pretty rad. So once per turn, when you allocate a die to shotgun blast, resolve it twice. That is so cool. So we unlock that. Wrex was never down, so we get 5 on our war readiness. So we have 3 from the first mission, so we're going to be up at 8. So I'm just tracking that on this sheet of paper here. And then we also had 3 intel, so we can do 1 more level up on anybody. And so I'm going to level up Tali with Sabotage Turret. So that way in future missions, she can deal damage using the turrets. I think that's pretty cool. So these loyalty missions do not have a Paragon versus Renegade type success criteria. You may have noticed they just have 1 route to the end, I think. So we achieved this one. We won. We leveled this up. We leveled up redundant physiology this time. We leveled up first aid. We leveled up Turian Rebel. And through our 3 intels, we leveled up Sabotage Turret on Tali. So that was good. We got 5 war readiness. I don't know what that does exactly, but I'm hoping it's useful at the end. I mean, I remember what it does from the Mass Effect 3 video game, but I don't know what it does here. But hey, we're on a roll, another win, so that's great. So next week I'll be back with the 3rd level in the campaign. I think I'm playing Atlas Binary. It was either that or Missing Stair, so I wanted to check out that one. So if you'd like to see that, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you know that it gets released. And if you're interested in this series, be sure to leave a like so that I know that you like it, and feel free to leave some comments too so I know what you think about Mass Effect. But I've been pretty pleased with this campaign up till this point. It's been good. I think the difficulty level is just right for the amount of time it takes to play. Like, this is not too tough to get to the table, not too long to play through, and I'm having a good time. So I like it. But that's what I've got for this time on Table for One. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.